TGR.
Reach for my hand, I'll soar away into the dawn. Oh, I wish I could stay here and cherish hearts in peaceful days. I fear the edge of dawn, knowing time betrays. Faint lights pass through colored glass in this beloved place.
Hey guys, it's your boy, Onix, and we got my man from Poland, the one, the only.
It's Rudy!
Guys, welcome to the very first of our new Impressions video series, aptly titled The First 10. Rudy and I will play the first 10 hours of a game and then discuss to provide a recommendation. It'll either be a recommended title, or wait for a sale, or not recommended. Today's title will be none other than the hottest title on the Switch right now, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Rudy, how have those first 10 hours been?
Bro, those 10 hours have been ridiculously awesome. I mean, I've talked about it on the stream. I've talked about it on Discord with the patrons. Like, my wife, she picked it up. She was like, oh, you know, this looks pretty cool. And I'm just like, dude, you gotta give it a go. Like, just check it out. And it's been like a constant struggle between her and I trying to find, you know, time to play because she's all into it. I'm pretty sure she's actually passed me at this point. Like, the past couple of days, she's spent like 2 or 3 hour sessions playing the game. But dude, it is amazing so far. The experience is for a newcomer to the series. I'm in love.
Good.
I'm in love.
Good.
How about you? I mean, you have so much more experience within the series. What was the first Fire Emblem that you played?
The first Fire Emblem that I played was the Sacred Stones on the Game Boy Advance. I actually really liked that game. It was fun. It was also really, really, really hard. Like, I'm talking about excruciatingly difficult. I never beat it. I got like maybe 10 or 15 hours into it. I have no idea if that's even close to beating the game.
Yeah.
But dude, it was hard. It looked beautiful though. I loved the 2D sprite work and everything. So that's kind of what drew me in back then. And of course, Marth and Roy being in Smash Brothers Melee, that kind of led me to, you know, understand about that series. I didn't know Fire Emblem was a thing.
Yeah.
Before that.
Nice.
So that was my first one, and then I played that. I played Awakening.
Cool.
I played a little bit of Echoes. I actually didn't get too far into it.
Cool.
And yeah, now I'm here at 3 Houses.
Nice. So in comparison to like the previous titles, I mean, what do you think about it so far?
Well, I like it a lot. I think
that's a pretty good
thing. Right? Simply put, it's up there. I haven't played all of them, right? I haven't played the GameCube games or the Wii game, which I've heard from a lot of people are some of the best. So I can't really compare them to that. But damn, dude, 3 Houses is really good, really good. So let's just get started strictly about the story, and there is going to be spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, by all means, the first 10 hours are probably going to get spoiled. I'm not going to talk too much after where Rudy's at because unfortunately I don't want him to get spoiled.
I appreciate that.
But I will. But I will hit on some little tidbits in regards to those 10 hours.
Go for it.
But dude, so that intro, wow.
Yeah.
The first thing that I thought of when seeing that was, holy crap, this is a Nintendo game?
Yes. Yeah, dude, like, it was just so dark and so, like, it just... I don't know. I think you said it best. It's a Nintendo game, and it's on the Switch. This is, like, generally regarded as, hey, this is for kids.
Or a family console at best, you know?
Yeah. And like I'm sitting there and Marta was like, oh, you know, can I go ahead and can I play this in front of Ollie? And I was like, well, past the intro, you can go ahead and play that. It's just
right. There's like no blood or anything like
that.
No,
but
that introduction was very intense. Like you get I forget, was that Rhea? I think that was Rhea at the beginning, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It looked like her.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, same, but it looked like Rhea, and I don't know if that is her like years down the line. Obviously, we haven't gotten that far into story for us to know how long it's been since then.
Yep.
Maybe they said it and I missed it. I have no idea. But that was intense. She's like stabbing a dude, saying, "Mother, I avenged you." Like, wow.
While
Okay,
hugging a blade.
Yeah, that was some intense stuff, and I really liked it. I was actually taken aback by that in a good way.
Yeah.
So the first 10 hours, at least for me, have been pretty cookie cutter. You know, you are a teacher, you're the son of a mercenary, and now you've been kind of brought into this, you know, monastery to teach students.
Right.
So kind of cookie cutter. There's been a lot of stories in anime and in gaming that kind of have that whole, you know, you're brought into this big ordeal that's happening, and you go from there. But what I really like about the story is the setting.
Right.
I think you shared an article on Facebook about the game being like Harry Potter.
Yeah, dude.
I never thought about it that way, but dude, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, man. It honestly, like, I saw that and it clicked a little bit when I compared it to like what I saw at the Treehouse during E3.
Right.
And then I'm sitting here and I'm playing the game and I'm just like, Marty, you got to check this out. Like this is pretty much like Harry Potter. Like you're in a school, you're teaching kids and everything like that. You're a professor, but there's a whole battle aspect to it that and the SRPG side of things and the tactics side of things that just go ahead and kind of like just change everything entirely.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I've tried tactics in the past. I've tried what is it? War of the Lions, I think it's called. And,
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, I've tried that. I've tried Rainbow Moon, and just like nothing stuck. So the mechanics in this game, I don't know what it is, but it's so polished. It's so good.
It's polished. It's very, very good. I've always liked Fire Emblem, and I've always liked Advance Wars. This is obviously a lot deeper than Advance Wars. Advance Wars was pretty basic, but yeah, story. You know, just to wrap up that segment, it's good. The first 10 hours don't really do much. You start unraveling the secrets and stuff. You get a few really well-directed cutscenes.
Oh, yeah.
The animation that they use, I don't know what studio they used or if it's just in-house, but damn, the animation looks beautiful. So, you know, I like what they've done with the story. Cinematics. The cinematics of the game.
Yeah.
So first 10 hours, nothing too crazy. I started unraveling the mystery. I got to a certain mission where I told you I was there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And that mission actually was pretty intense. What happened in there was like, oh crap, where's the story gonna go now?
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns out. Now, the gameplay, perfect segue. You're liking the strategy gameplay, aren't you?
Dude, oh my god, man. I don't know what it is in comparison to previous tactics games that I've played in the past, but this just feels, I don't know, like you've got a squad, you've got students that you're in charge of, that you have to care for, and it's just a completely different experience than what I've had before. Again, I'm a noob, guys. I'm 100% a noob to the series. If this is, you know, how it's been in the past, I mean, I think I told Onix at one point, like, I should probably pick up Awakening. I should probably pick up previous titles just to give it a go. And you mentioned that, you know, this is all much deeper than the previous titles and everything like that. But I don't know, man. I'm definitely liking the mechanics. I like, you can tell when you screw up. That's another thing. Like, Marta was watching me play before, you know, I hopped on to record this, and she saw me die twice, and I'm playing normal classic. I think she's playing casual and normal.
Okay.
And she was just like, "Oh, somebody just died," and you know, there's this whole mechanic where you can turn back the hands of time.
Right.
To kind of go ahead and recover from your mistakes, which is good, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I'm one of those types of people. I'm very frugal when it comes to using any sorts of abilities.
Right.
So I'm very cautious when I use that. I don't know. And even still, when you go far back enough, you know, you can take the battle into a completely different direction. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think about it so far? What do you think about the gameplay mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I'm right there with you. It is the game, like Awakening it's like Sacred Stones was, again, the first one that I played, and it was probably the most basic. You still had your units, you still had your classes and whatnot, but Awakening was the one where you really had these supportive conversations and these relationships with other people. Now, I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, because again, I didn't play the GameCube or Wii games, so I'm not sure exactly if they themselves had a support system like Awakening did, but I know that game introduced like marriages and having children between units. So that was the beginning of you getting to start having that that caring for those units to that extent, because you get to have a lot of supportive conversations. And in this game, like you mentioned, being a teacher, teaching all your students, that gives you more of that incentives to really care for the units. One thing that I did notice too was that, like, for every little thing that you're doing, you get that little dopamine rush.
Yep.
Right? You level one stat up, you level this other stat up, you level this up. Like, you have your professor level, you have your renown, you have your students, and every single skill that they want to level up in. Like, you instruct, you have your group tasks. Like, there is so much to do in between the battles.
Yes.
That makes me so happy, because the battles are amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly battling, you start getting a little tired of the tension and the strategizing. And they nailed it. They 100% nailed it. Every game before this has had a not so amazing in between, and this game has a really friggin' good in between. I love that in between battles. So, in terms of gameplay, yeah, they knocked it out of the park. I am very, very content with Three Houses so far.
I'm right there with you, man. I haven't. I guess you could call it the battle fatigue or whatever it may be.
Right.
I haven't felt that, and I've done some of the auxiliary battles and everything like that, and I want to keep on doing more. But even that in between, where you kind of like interact with people and you build up the motivation of the students and everything like that. Like, I don't know. I find it interesting, and then the support conversations that are happening between the two, it just provides even more depth to the characters and everything like that. I dig it, man. 110%. Like, I dig it. I love everything that's there, and the NPCs and the character development that's there between all of the units. I don't know. I'm loving it.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm glad you are. And there's so many systems in these games. There always has been. And I guarantee you're going to mess up on something, and you're going to miss a lot of stuff, because every single Fire Emblem game has just so much to offer that it's impossible to see everything without a guide, and it's impossible to see everything without New Game Plus.
Right.
So,
which they added.
Right. And I personally, I chose Golden Deer. I don't think I'm going to go back and do any of the other houses, just because of the time commitment.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with my selection. You went with the Blue Lions, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, no, that's not a bad thing. I was just thinking, because I wonder if the missions in the early parts of the game, before the time skip,
differ,
if they're the same between houses.
No, I think they differ. Because Marta, she went with
Golden Deer, right?
She did go with Golden Deer. Yes, you're right. So she went with Golden Deer, and like we were talking about actually a little bit today, and she was kind of like, just looking over my shoulder as I was playing, and she was just like, I don't remember doing this. And I don't know if that's just because she's probably clocked in like, I don't know, probably like 15 hours or something like that in the past couple of days. Right. But I don't know. It might differ. It might not. I'm leaning more towards the side of that it should. Just because there are different story elements that are happening, and you got different units, you got different things that are going on. So I mean, I don't know, but that's just me. I think that it is.
There's some different. Yeah, I'm sure there is too. I was just curious, like if the missions themselves, like the monthly missions that you get.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
If they were different. Yeah. But either way, I think so far it's been good, and I love the gameplay. So kudos to the team at Intelligent Systems, and of course Koei Namco, Koei Tecmo. Since they're the ones that developed a very big portion of this game with, of course, the guidance of Intelligent Systems. So
right.
Kudos to them for helping create such a damn good game.
I know.
And let's move on to the final sections, graphics and sound. So How do you feel about the graphics? Do you like this game?
Yeah. I mean, there
Yeah.
it's not like 100%. There's definitely like a couple of issues that I've noticed, and I don't know if that's just
Yeah.
my own personal thing. Like for example, there are stutters that I've noticed during fight animations and things like that
Right.
in the middle of a
Frames
battle.
dropping a little bit.
Exactly. If there's like too many things that are happening on screen, I've noticed that that happens. That there's a little bit of a lag, but aside from that, with as big of a game as this is, I am very surprised at how well it looks.
Right. Yeah, it's a good looking game. And during combat, when it zooms in, I love how detailed the units look.
Yes.
In past games, like, in past 3D games, they haven't looked as nice. I think the game, like Path of Radiance on the GameCube and Radiant Dawn on the Wii, they looked good. But then for the 3DS games like Awakening, those models, like, they had like balls for feet. It was odd. It was an odd feat, like the way it looked, but still, this game looks awesome. I miss the 2D sprites. I love 2D sprite work, and Fire Emblem games looked amazing. But damn, no, the Three Houses looks fantastic. I did notice a few, I guess you could call them glitches, maybe not.
I noticed a few glitches.
Yeah, like when you're going to a new area, like in the cathedral, when I'm heading towards the cathedral, there's a gate that blocks you, and if you go too fast, it's loading. And then it immediately, once the area is loaded, you just like clip right through the gate as the gate is going up.
I did that. There was also when I forgot where it was exactly, but there was like a horse that was sitting there on the side, and I was just kind of like looking for lures and treasures and things like that, or lost items, and I just walked straight through the horse, like right through it, and I'm just like, oh wow, all right. I guess that's not meant to be there, or that's not supposed to do that. So there's definitely some things like that where you can kind of just walk through objects and things like that.
Yeah, but overall, not bad. The game looks good, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And in terms of sound,
oh my god,
sound design is great.
Oh my god,
like the battles, like the sound of, like I've been playing with a lot of headphones, and sorry if I'm mumbling a lot, but I'm just trying to really it's hard to explain when I have so many thoughts going in my head, but like I've been playing with headphones a lot, and the bass of the magic, like when magic users use like the fire spell, and it explodes on the ground, or like when you get that critical hit and like you see your character, like the lights come up and oh man, I'm gonna get that critical, and boom, like it's just so well done. The ground shakes when you hit them with the axes. Like sound design is phenomenal.
Yes,
like I love how it all sounds.
It honestly, I mean, the sound is amazing, like you said. The music. Oh my god, dude.
Ooh, I can't stop humming the stupid battle theme. It's stuck in my head like so much.
It's funny, like before I jumped on, guys, I'm sitting here in Poland and everybody's drinking, and there was like a gathering at the house with like the neighbors. They came over and whatnot, and I wanted to play a little bit, near the end of the gathering and whatnot, and I'm sitting here and I'm playing the game, and I'm in the middle of a battle, and my mother-in-law comes over and is all like, what is this music? She's a big fan of classical music, so like when she heard that battle theme, she was just like, what is it? It just piqued her interest, and she automatically, like, you're talking about a 60-year-old woman that's like, I want to go ahead and find out what this is, and she ended up asking me to find the OST online and play it for all her friends and whatnot. Like, it's such a catchy,
it's good,
well done theme. Like, oh my god, I'm getting chills just talking about it, man. It's so freaking good.
The power of music, man. I think the title of the battle is Folden Winds.
Yep,
I think it's
you're
what
correct.
It's called.
Yes, that is.
Man, it's. I loved Awakenings, like regular, if you want to call it, the regular battle theme in Awakening. I love it. I even put it on our Discord just to share it before the before Three Houses came out, just because I loved it so much. But I really think this game has a better theme. I genuinely frigging love it. So, yeah, I mean, this really, we've been gushing about this game for the last like 20 minutes, you know, and it goes to show you the quality that is expected of not just a Nintendo game, but just a game from a company, Intelligent Systems, that has a legacy. You know, Fire Emblem is old. They've been around since the Nintendo NES. Like they're old games, you know. And I'm just freaking happy that here we are in 2019 playing the newest release on an HD console back on TV, and it is this is the biggest game they've ever made, and I love it.
It's so well done, man. It is so well done. Like to get somebody like me that is not really a fan of like tactics games, or my wife who isn't like she's super casual. I mean, you know that. Right. To get people like us into this game and just almost immediately fall in love with it. You know, I don't know. Kudos, man. 100% kudos to them.
For sure. So, how are you gonna rate this, baby?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me, bro? If there was like a tier higher than recommended, it would be that.
Well, you know what? Just say it. Say it with me. This is recommended.
Yes, recommended.
And not just recommended, but you want to hit a higher tier. This is highly recommended, guys.
Highly recommended.
This is a great game. And even though like some reviewers were giving it like a 60, I don't know what happened there. You know, it may not be everybody's cup of tea. It is a Japanese game. Yep. It has a lot of Japanese things and Japanese game design. So if you're not really fond of that, you may not like a lot of it, but at least give it a shot. This is highly recommended by the duo here at the Gaming Resume.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I knew it was going to be good. I kind of had a feeling that Treehouse sold me, man. Like, everything leading up to it, like, I was like, oh, you know, like, yeah, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. That Treehouse freaking sold me, and I am so glad that I got this game.
For sure,
so good.
For sure. So before we wrap it up, I just do want to mention that we're going to discuss the patrons. They had some things to say.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about those now. So for our 32-bit patrons, they were able to provide their own impressions and thoughts on the first 10 hours of Fire Emblem Three Houses. This is what we've got from them. Nico said, in terms of the story, is solid, but if not a little cookie cutter. I can see the beginnings of some intrigue, and I'm interested to see where the massive story takes me. In terms of gameplay, the main thing progressing me through the first portion of the game is the classic carrot on a stick of leveling up my crew and spending time with my favorite characters. On the graphics department, the game looks fantastic and I haven't noticed any major performance issues. I'm really impressed with how massive the monastery looks and feels. And for the sound, the music is really great, especially the battle music. I'm also surprised at the sheer amount of voice acting in this game, which I myself can also second. That voice acting and the variety and amount of it is quite impressive. Robin says that the first route was finished after 65 hours and they started on the second route. So his thoughts are, in regards to the story of the first few chapters, I feel that they really bring you up to date to all the houses and the characters in the game. I felt really engaged, but if I have to say what I thought was the strongest point of the story, it was all the support and interaction between the students. They feel really alive, and I am really engaged to all their character and story developments. Gameplay-wise, as someone that has played a lot of Fire Emblem in the past, this one brings a ton of those elements of different games both in and outside the Fire Emblem sphere. The whole school and teacher setting is super enjoyable, and I think the gambits are a great inclusion. Graphics, I have to say, the character models are by far the greatest, followed by the monastery that looks wonderful and very alive. My biggest joy is the soundtrack and voice cast. The soundtrack is one of the best I've heard, and notice that I barely skip dialogue because the voice acting is so great. This post was sponsored by the Adrestian Empire. The Empire needs you. Thanks, Robin. And last but not least, Daniel states that he hasn't been able to play much. So far, he is loving it. The first of the franchise that he got to play, and he is hooked. It looks really good in docked mode and portable mode. I love the characters and the interactions. And the music, of course, is one of the best soundtracks I've listened to in a while. Also, I really like the change of pace that the school elements brings between big fights, where you have time to know your students more personally and level up your professor skills. he believes it is a must-buy for the Switch. Personally, just after Breath of the Wild. Those are some high expectations there to say, and I can kind of agree. Breath of the Wild is an amazing game, and this is also quite amazing. So, but that's our 32-bit patron reactions and thoughts in regards to Fire Emblem: The First 10. All right, guys. So that was the first video of The First 10. I hope you guys like this new format for our impressions video. We're pretty much gonna stick to this for the time being. We'll still review games, but it's gonna be a game that really made a difference in our, you know, ongoing lives, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Maybe it'll be Fire Emblem. Once we finish it, we might be compelled to review it in depth. So we'll see. But I hope you guys like the format. If you do, let us know in the comments below. If you don't like it, and if you think I mumbled like crazy, didn't know what the hell I was talking about, please let me know.
Oh man, no, but guys, seriously, if you liked it and you like the setup, let us know, because we read comments, we read everything. And if you do like this and you'd like for us to do more, check out our Patreon. One of our goals is to go ahead and do monthly impressions and reviews. So go check that out. Join our exclusive Discord. It's just $1 to join, and then from there there's different tiers, but it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. And but above all else, go ahead and subscribe, hit that little bell, and
let us know how you felt about Fire Emblem. Is this your first one? Are you a vet? Like, do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you? By the way, I've never said this. I'm female Byleth because she is bae. I love it. So I don't know. Did you pick male?
Yeah, I went male. I was thinking about it, and I was like, I know Onix, he's gonna go female, so I'm just gonna go male.
Duh. All day, every day, baby.
I know.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for listening, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll catch you later.
Until next time, guys. Deuces.
Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos.
Be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.